Almost half of the growth of the labor force over the last 5 or 6 years has been due to immigration. In other words, without immigrant labor, we'd have a big problem filling a lot of these jobs.
If you really did deport everybody who's here illegally, that would decimate some industries. And I don't think President Trump's prepared to go that far, is he?
I think he's being very reasonable about it. I think this is a policy that most Americans could agree with, because I'm going to slip you the answer to this, the problem, okay? Are you sitting down? We're all getting older, Stuart, and America is aging. I just turned 65. I know you're only 55. But the point is we're more and more, 10,000 Americans are retiring every day. Yeah. I guarantee you there aren't 10,000 young Americans entering the workforce. So immigrants, I believe right now, are a kind of demographic safety valve that we have that gives us an advantage.
Okay, so a little bit of a mixed message there. He admits, as I alluded to in the intro, they're a safety valve. We need them. They're the growth. We will not fill these jobs without migrants. So that whole thing, that Fox has been telling you for decades that they're stealing jobs from Americans. Yeah, we were just saying that to be racist. It was very fun though. We hope you enjoyed the content. It's not actually true. He also, in the middle of that though, said Trump is being very reasonable. No, he's not. Trump is talking about deporting 21 million people. Trump is saying, including very recently, that the vast majority of them are killers, which is obviously bat-ass crazy. So Moore stays on message to some extent. He's implying that Trump can be or should be trusted on this topic, which is definitely not the case. But he also admits that getting rid of migrants is really bad in a lot of ways, including in a lot of ways that he didn't talk about there. It's wildly expensive, destroys communities, tears apart families, wrecks the ability of businesses to do their jobs, removes essential skilled labor from a number of fields that we desperately need to solve crises that we're in. But he did what he could, and I appreciate that. Now, that said, Trump has reversed the guidance exempting farms and hotels from immigration raids. We were told, we mocked him for Taco on that, but also implied that maybe it's a good thing to not do that. Again, as we told you yesterday on the show, though, he appears to have reversed the reversal. So I don't know, is he reasonable when you can't trust one day to another what he's actually saying about his immigration policy? But in any event, it is bad, and particularly economically. I would say second only to the moral and ethical cost of all the cruelty that's being done. It is economically costful. CBO said that immigrants would add $7 trillion to the economy over the next 10 years, okay? That's a lot of money, okay? Including not only the business effect of that, but the tax effect of that. They pay a lot of taxes. Think about all the tax cuts to billionaires you could give off of the labor produced by these migrants. And so they're really leaving that money on the table there. In any event, I hope that some people from Fox were listening. Maybe some of this gets through. Sharon, what do you think?
It's not gonna get through. Because, well, it is gonna get through and then it's not gonna get through. Because it goes back and forth. Trump says no, and then ICE runs through a strawberry field somewhere and picks up everybody, okay? I think it's great that certain people who it benefits them the most are finally speaking up saying, hey, you're supposed to hurt the other people in the blue states and not us, okay? That's fine and dandy, but these policies are gonna hurt all of us. And that's the short-sightedness of so many Americans who figured, as long as it's not me.
Yeah.
I just don't know. You had Kevin O'Leary, all these other people saying certain things. Sometimes they get through to him until the next person comes through the door. That's why I was hoping that Cenk would really get that invitation to the White House and go ahead and have dinner with him. And we'll see, maybe we'll get something out of it, something positive.
Yeah, at the very least, hopefully it'll break down to them screaming at each other and that'll make for good TV. But anyway, yeah, look, I get that it's with all the propaganda of decades, it is basically impossible to get through to a significant chunk of America that, leaving aside, again, all the moral and ethical stuff, it is economically beneficial that we have the migrants we have. That you have been told the exact opposite, it's a lie, and you're actually better off having these migrants here. I wish that they could accept that truth, but unfortunately they don't seem to be capable of it. Also, I thought for a second he was serious when he said Stuart Varney was only 55, and I was thinking, God damn, that dude's a rough 55. He's not, he's 76. It was a joke from Stephen Moore. He got me though, because I was like, man, Fox Business drains your soul like the Ark of the Covenant.